Hey, what is going on to all my beautiful Pisces? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your December read. It is for the whole month of December. It is a general read. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I just want to start by saying I hope you all have an amazing holiday. It's my favorite time of year. Not just because I don't really get presents anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. But I love seeing my kids open presents. I love giving presents. And the snow, the atmosphere, and just people are just nicer this time of year. They just go out of their way to be nice. I wish we could have that all year round, but I'll take it when I can get it. So I hope you have lots of amazing new memories. And I just hope that you get what you want. It's a great time of year, and I know not everybody celebrates the same holidays, so I just wish you all happy holidays, but stay safe when doing it. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Pisces for December 2025? All right, Pisces. All right. So first things first. I feel something coming in. Very impulsive, very spontaneous. We have the Knight of Wands. I feel a connection coming in that's going to take you by surprise, is what I'm seeing. We're going to get more into it, obviously. That's the end of the video. Not just by the connection, by how deep this goes. I mean, let's just get right into it. I mean, I feel like this new connection coming your way is very deep. We got new love. It's not just a new fling. It's not your next ex. That's not the energy I'm getting. I'm getting real love, real genuine connection, and it's got depth to it. It's a deep connection that takes you by surprise. I mean, I feel like with this person, I see this person falling fast, hard and fast. We have the Fool, and then we have the Devil in reverse. It's falling hard and fast, but it's liberating. I feel like this person feels so free with you. Like they're able to let everything else go. There's this fearlessness. Sometimes we meet people and we may be hesitant because they're new, but with this, I don't feel that hesitation at all. Like I said, this new love is going to take you by surprise. Like I said, this person feels very, very at ease with you, very liberated. Excuse me. We have the Ten of Cups is that feeling like they're finally where they were meant to be. You know, they just feel, and you're going to feel it as well. That's what makes this connection so deep, and it just gets deeper. You know, the further we go down the rabbit hole, the deeper it is. You know, it's going to take a long time to discover the depth of this connection, but it's going to be a hell of a good time it's going to be a hell of a good time on the adventure. Like I said, new love connection. I don't see it as anything else. You know, with the Two of Cups. I mean, I don't feel like this person knew what they wanted or knew what they were looking for until they met you, and then they knew. I mean, we have the World card. We got a lot of major arcana here, you know, which tells me some big things. You know, when you get a lot of major arcana, it's a lot of, you know, the word major just doesn't say enough. But I mean, I just feel like with this, like the World card, everything coming full circle, everything you've been through, everything they've been through, all those past led you to here. And like I said, feeling very comfortable, very liberated with each other. You know, it's naturally trusting, naturally, you know, it just flows. You know, it's just something you just want to give to, and they want to give to, and it's nurturing, it's empowering. I mean, with this person, there's no doubt in this person. I mean, this person is trusting their intuition. Like I said, being with you is liberating. Being with you makes them feel free. You know, free to be honest, free, open communication. With the Queen of Swords is just free to be themselves. They just feel themselves when they can be themselves with you. And they feel like you enjoy that. And I feel like when someone embraces us for everything that we are, it's easy to give it back. You know, because this person feels liberated with you, because they feel fulfillment, they feel like I said, we're going back to the Ten of Cups, and I always like to think of this card as home, like you're coming home. You know, and again, with the Lover's card, you all know, I like to call it the iceberg love, because it's love that you can see. It's something that you can see, that you can touch, and the closer you get to it, the bigger it becomes. The bigger you see how big it really is, the depth of it all. Like I said, with an iceberg, you think about it as you're sailing along in your boat, and you see the iceberg. You see it. There's no missing it. There's no denying it. And as we get closer, we realize how big it really is underneath the surface. There's so much more there. I mean, I feel like this not only is what you both dreamed about, but I feel like if it goes beyond that. It's bigger than that with the Page of Cups. You know, all I see is this emotional fulfillment with this person. It's the mind, body, and soul, the connection that reaches past just the physical. You know, it goes deeper than that. You know, saying a physical connection here, saying you have a strong physical connection here, yes, you do, but it's bigger than that. I mean, we have the Page of Wands. You know, the potential here is off the charts, and it's too big to ignore. Like when I said it's taking you by storm, you know, when it's taking you by surprise, I mean just that. And one of the things that I absolutely love is when things just flow in a natural current. You know, sometimes you get reads and it's back and forth and it's hard to really figure it out, but this is just flowing for me. And it makes the message that much easier to just put out there. But this I love the most. The Emperor and the Empress. You know, the King to the King, the King to the Queen, whatever your situation, Queen to Queen. You know, it's the masculine and the feminine energy coming together, the nurturer, the protector coming together. And there's nothing that can stop them. And what I love about this deck in particular, if I can get it going here, if you notice when they come together, they make a face in the background. It's like two halves making a whole. It signifies something bigger. You know, with this person, there's just this really soft nature that they have. Something that not many people have in this life. You know, I feel like when you're together, it's like no one else even needs to exist. And sometimes you forget that other people do exist. You know, it's the person that you want to get stuck in that foxhole with, someone, you know, you're ride or die, that person that's got your back, that person that, like I said, they have your back. And a lot of people look at things like it's selfish if somebody's getting something from you, or if they're with you because they get something from you. Everybody gets something from someone else. That's the point. It's when they use you for it and they don't give you anything back. That's what we're trying to avoid. But in a healthy relationship, you both give to each other. You're giving that to them, they're giving to you. It's an open, flowing connection. And it's not stopping anytime soon. You know, I see this connection moving forward. I see an offer being made. I mean, we have the Knight of Cups leading into the Chariot. The Chariot is all about forward movement. It's about moving forward. You know, it's about having each other's back. It's about, you know, that's what I see in this connection is every road you've ever been on, every heartbreak, every letdown, every failure that you've ever experienced led you to this place, and it led them to this place where they found you. You know, we all have our adventures. I mean, not to sound corny, but this is like your happily ever after. This is what I feel. You know, in all love stories and all, you know, fairy tales and all that, there's one common theme. There's a happily ever after. It's going through adversity. It's going through this and going through that to find that one person. Anyway, let's just get more into, let's finish this up. Let me yip you about that later. Because I have a whole theory. If anybody wants to hear it. If you don't, at the end of the read, I'll let you know that's the end of the read. But like I said, this is an incredibly strong connection. I feel like two people working at it, which makes it even stronger. Two people on the same page. There's so much potential here for amazing things to happen. There's trust, there's loyalty, there's honesty, there's openness, there's love, there's passion. Yeah, like I said, the masculine, the feminine, the nurturer, and the protector coming together. That's the dynamic. It doesn't matter in what situation you're in. That's the dynamic. You know, in every great relationship, there's a nurturer and a protector. It doesn't mean they can't switch roles from time to time. The nurturer becomes the protector becomes the nurturer, and the ebbs and flows of it all. Now, with this connection, I mean, we have a little bit of everything, almost everything. I mean, we have Aries, we have Leo, we have Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. We have Gemini, Aquarius, we have Libra. We have Capricorn and Virgo. So I feel like other than Taurus, we got the trifecta. Like I said, I mean, for those, if you know exactly who I'm talking about, you already met them. If you don't, you just haven't met them yet. Like I said, this is for the whole month of December. You know, anyway, what I was about to say, that's the end of the read, by the way. Appreciate you all coming. Love you all. But how I see it, and this is just, I'm going to do a channel sometime about how I see things, because I feel like I see it in a very different way, but so I knew he was going to do that. We got a new kitty. This is Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca. She just clawed right up my back. Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca, come on. Come on. She likes to claw everything. She's in that stage. But like I said, like I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted, it's, even when you look at fairy tales and love stories, there's always the transition. There's always, you know, and that's what makes a great story. So someday when you're someday down the road, this is gonna be the thing where you have this great story to tell, because you went through shit. You know, not everybody finds their Prince Charming or their, you know, or their queen on the first day. It's what makes the story interesting. You know, when you think of like Snow White, or you think of, you know, Disney, I don't know why, me and my daughter, she's got me on these Disney movies lately. Even those, there's always some kind of, it's not an easy road. But all the bad things that happened got you to the place that you were meant to be. You know, we don't see the big picture. Not yet. Until we do. And then when we do, right? Like, we don't know why things happen. We don't know what takes us to where it takes us. Like even in my connection myself, I'm from Eastern Canada. And so is Rose. But we didn't meet. We met in Alberta. We didn't meet here. We met in Alberta on the other side. On the other side of Canada, I was out working on the oil rigs, and she was out. Her dad had moved out there, and we met out there. But we're from different provinces on the East Coast. The point is, if whatever happened in my life, the things, the trials and tribulations that took me to Alberta, same was with her. Like, her dad ended up getting a job out west, a good job, so he moved out there. And then she ended up moving out there to this small-ass town in northern Alberta. And that's where we met. Even though we were born 2 hours drive away from each other, we met, you know, whatever it is, 50 hours away from where we were born. You know, things happened in my life that caused me to want to restart. And I moved out west because I had a cousin out there that got me a job. Or that told me I could get a job working on the oil rigs. And she just so happened to meet. And it was just really weird. It was actually weird. Before I met her, I dated another girl. And she was from Nova Scotia as well. So the whole time I worked out there for years, I only dated 2 girls, and both of them were from the same place. But there's always a story. There's always a way we got to where we're going. And we don't always know what's going to be there. And that's why I love the surprise of life, because I feel like the universe always has a surprise for us. And it gives it to us when we're ready. Anyway, be good. Take care. Stay safe. And like I said, I hope you all have happy holidays. I hope you feel it. You just fill up your time with loved ones, people that you love, people that love you back, people that make you laugh. And I hope you have full bellies. And I hope you stay warm. And I hope you're safe. See you soon.